like history, real history that you were never taught in schools. Why? The Vietnam War, nuclear bombs and nation building in Southeast Asia. By author Mike Swanson, with new documentation never seen before that'll open your eyes to events that led up to this. Why? The Vietnam War, nuclear bombs and nation building in Southeast Asia, 1945 through...
You remember the drones over Jersey and then they found them over...
1961. Get your copy today at Amazon.com. Why? The Vietnam War by author Mike Swanson.
Over California and a couple other places, there were groupings of drones, and there was the big debate: is it civilian? Is it foreign? Is it this?
Nuclear holocaust. You know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons and other things, like lots of... You know what uranium is, right? Bad things. Things are done with uranium, including some bad things. Nuclear holocaust. You know what uranium is, right? I've been briefed. Nuclear holocaust. Nuclear holocaust. You know what uranium is, right? This thing called nuclear weapons and other things.
Revelation through conversation.
The views expressed by caller schools or anyone else who happens to get on the air at Ocelli.com do not necessarily reflect the views of Ocelli.com or Chuck Ocelli, and we are not responsible for any stupidity which might ensue. Thank you.
Revelation through conversation.
Uncle, do you remember that time when Benjamin Fulford said that an Asian secret society was going to dispatch ninjas to take down the Illuminati?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, in the cartoon.
Yeah, did that ever work out too good?
No.
It didn't, did it?
Didn't work.
But here on Ocelli.com radio network, things work out a bit better, don't they?
Much better. I mean, it's clearer in understanding about the programs. The programs are much clearer. Getting live people into it. They really have a good conversation going.
Much better.
Much better scene.
I say forget Benjamin Fulford and his ninjas and listen to the Ocelli.com radio network.
I agree. It's straight to the point.
Straight talk.
And I like that idea.
Ocelli.com.
The Ocelli.com radio network.
In Denial, Secret Wars with Airstrikes and Tanks by Larry Hancock. Secret wars became a staple of U.S. covert operations and are still happening today. Larry Hancock's book, In Denial, rips the cover off many of them. Using new files, it exposes things about the Bay of Pigs that no one has ever written about before. It shows why it really failed and why the United States did not learn from it. It also shows why other countries today are doing secret operations with more success. This is the book that puts what some want to deny into the light. In Denial, Secret Wars with Airstrikes and Tanks. Larry Hancock. For more information, go to larry-hancock.com. Pick up your copy of In Denial at Amazon.com in digital or physical form.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, I'm interested in the truth about the JFK assassination.
Right. Well, what do you want to know?
Judy Baker's wild claim, Oswald girlfriend, she knew Ruby and Barry, cancer weapons. Really?
I imagine I could claim I have 4 wheels. It doesn't make me a wagon, but okay.
Oswald was on the kill team and trying to prevent the murder of John Kennedy. Come on now. Has a real expert on the JFK assassination looked into her claims?
Go to Amazon.com. Enter Judith Baker in her own words. You'll get results for a digital copy of a book where Walt Brown utilizes her own words and the known evidence in the case to get at, well, a different perspective, let's say. You can get Judith Barry Baker in her own words from the author himself, signed if you request it, by contacting Dr. Brown at KIASJFK@AOL.com.
The crazy dog
It's a fun book,
outside.
and it actually dissects the many, many fantastic claims. Judith Barry Baker in her own words.
Thank you for all the great information.
Hey, Nick.
Revelation through conversation. Hear it all. E effect. Kelly effect. Dreams and truth breaking through. You are the effect.
but you're good.
And get my microphone shut off because I might actually eat something. Okay, here we go.
Warning. This is emergency broadcast. Code red, code red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me listen to Uncle the podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the podcast.
You are listening to Uncle the podcast. My name's Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
This is 372. We're climbing, people. We're climbing. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're so
about a new revolution. We'll be at, I'm taking 9 to close to 10.
Yeah, of course, Uncle's talking about the New Year's Revolution show we will do on New Year's Eve. Every year, we'll do it this year. It's going to be, the episode number will be somewhere there. But,
something in that area. I don't know yet.
Tonight, we're live on the Ocelli Radio Network. You can call in and join us, 319-527-5016. That's the number. Really, you have to call. We don't have any other alternative methods, so just use right now the phone number, 319-527-5016. You can join us here on Uncle the Podcast. What do you say about that, Uncle?
I believe we got Danny on the line, and Danny boy, hello on there with the Uncle Man. Go ahead.
Hey, Uncle. How are you doing this evening? Sound behind the scenes kind of like my household lately.
Oh, let me tell you something. You still didn't hear it, did you? Our new family is called the Dog and the Animal House. Did you ever seen that movie Animal House?
Yes, I did. And
that's what it's like here.
That movie today, and is it really that chaotic? Because I really laughed. I was a teenager, and I never saw something so outrageous.
That's what it's here. That's like it's here. We've got 3 cats, and the two dogs. So we got an animal house.
So ours is not the animal house of the movie, but a literal animal house because there's so many animals in the house.
Now that's
our problem.
That's what my was coming to when he said.
Yeah. The animals are living a good life in the home. Yeah, I was chasing for 10 hours today. I had the day off and chased a 3-year-old feral grandchild who had watched like a hawk. So
that's funny.
He's quite energetic. But hey, Aaron, I just want to let you know I'm having I'm up to my 3rd Pacifico Clara de la Cerveza del Pacifico, and it's an excellent beer.
Nice. All right, we got a beer review going on. I like it.
That's your beer review. I didn't want. I was wondering.
Maybe a 9.2.
Oh, 9.2. You say?
Okay. Oh, so all right.
He's already rated it.
because
9.2.
Because that was a beer that we reviewed recently. Yeah, so you got it. So did you decide to get because we did the show, Danny?
Oh no, I like all the Mexican beers. I just happened to. We had some Modelo's and Coronas, and then after the kids left, I figured it was a KFC night, so I ran to KFC and stopped by the gas station, and I just happened to look down, and there it was just call my name for Pacifico. No, but I've been drinking Pacifico for quite a while. I had an uncle who was really into the Mexican beers, and he was an engineer, electrical and rocket engineer at Lockheed, and he always said that we got all the German scientists during World War II, but the Mexico got all the brewmeisters from Germany. So that was his opinion. Hey, but I got a little subject I want to ask Uncle and you. I know you both are into music, and I know Chuck was a musician. I tried before children to play some music. I was never really all that talented, but I got a question. Was there any concerts you ever watched, you attended to, or musical acts that just made a huge impact? And I was thinking of that today when I saw it came up. It was remember Live Aid in the 1985.
Yeah. I definitely I don't remember. I was young at the time, but I did certainly know of it. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. At that particular time, I was selling satellite dishes. They had the parabolic satellite dishes. They were 10 foot in length. And what you could do is catch all the feeds. And when Live Aid was coming, because I worked at there selling the satellites, I was able to watch both the New York and London feed for the Live Aid. And by far the best act was U2. And when they came out and saw Sound Bad was probably one that was the highlight of the show for me. So that's something stands out. But local shows that I ever went and saw was in 78. I saw the Police before they broke out at Freeborn Hall.
That's when
UC Davis.
That's when I graduated high school.
They just came out, and I was in high school, and everybody was saying, "Who are you going to go see?" And I saw the Police, and there was a little stand. There was probably only 300 people there at the whole show. So I literally was standing right there staring at Sting, and they sung their long rendition of I Can't Stand Losing You, and they finished out with probably about a 10-minute Roxanne. And then they blew up probably about 4 or 5 months later after that show.
That's cool. All right, so you're saying that's what stuck with you. That's you're saying that's what somehow had an effect on you? That's the question?
Yeah, I saw somebody that I kind of had a inkling that I kind of knew who they were and bought the tickets, and they ended up being bigger than I expected. But the best show I ever saw was the same year. A few months later, I had a buddy of mine, Ricky, he came with me, and it was at Sacramento Auditorium. It was the Tubes, and who warmed up for them was the Greg Kinn Band, and that was probably the best show ever. It was probably mainly college students, about 65% girls, and that was just an amazing show from beginning to end. I mean, I don't think I ever saw a concert where the crowd was engaged and the music was great. How about you, Uncle? Did you see any shows that stuck with you, or Aaron, or that you really enjoyed, appreciated?
You mean concerts?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I saw live. You talking about? Yes.
Yeah, live shows.
I saw Stevie Nicks. I seen Poison with my ex. She really wanted to go to this one, and that was back in before I came here. And I saw Eric Clapton, but now I heard something about Eric Clapton that I'm not gonna be listening to him anymore. It's something Mrs. Skykick was saying something to me, and I didn't realize that.
We turned you against Eric Clapton, did we? Okay.
Yeah,
that was just that's how easy.
That was happened. This happened today. Yeah. We went to what was that place?
We were just in Moreno Valley out driving around.
What was that place?
We went to round one.
Round one. Oh, you got to listen something here, people.
We didn't make a tic-tac.
Round one, I got a tic-tac you're going to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's got tic...
I'm looking forward to get. I've enjoyed every tic-tac you've made, Uncle.
Listen to this tic-tac. You are going to go crazy. You're going to go laughing. Because I'm listen to it, because it's already listed, the one. There's another one he has to do, and that's in In and Out, but that isn't there he's got a lot of work to do. He's got 5. There was 5 of them, actually.
A lot of stuff going on.
And I did some in the car going home.
Uh-huh.
And in the car, and at the car wash.
We are on TikTok right now doing a live stream. Hello, everybody on TikTok. We are just doing a behind the scenes of the podcast. So
you guys can listen to
we're not interacting with them directly on the live as we should. So apologize to anybody who's there. That's what we're doing.
I'm sorry that we couldn't get it earlier because I got business with my haircut.
There we go.
And other things happening here. That's why I'm was a little late getting on.
I'm right now. I'm scrolling through the comments and saying hi to everybody on TikTok. Hello, everybody on TikTok. We appreciate you being here for the behind the scenes thing. We did a TikTok today.
5 of them too. But it took a long one.
I guess I'll go back to the question of the live shows. For me, I saw a lot of heavy metal bands back in Ohio, and some of them are similar stories to yours, Danny, where I saw people before they got big. The one that pops up in my head for that would be I saw Lamb of God when they were touring with Guar, because they were both from Richmond, Virginia, and so they were friends. And they opened up for Guar, and they are one of the only bands I've ever seen that they were the only might be the only band I've seen that really successfully opened. There were a couple others, but it's a hard act to open up for, and they nailed it because they're so good.
Yeah, in 1994, I want to say, they went around and allowed some locals to open on some of the tour dates.
You're talking about Guar now?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it would have been in the early 2000s with the Lamb of God specifically, maybe 01, 02, maybe even 2000, somewhere around there.
That's the Lamb of God thing. But what I'm saying is they've had to form and reform many times, Guar.
Yes.
So you have another caller on the line.
Oh, wait, hold on there, Eddie. Ed, hold on a minute. We'll call that man on, and let's see who this is.
Let's see who it is.
Sure. Let's do that. I had to step away for a moment to deal with the child and the dog. So I apologize. I left this guy on hold about 4 minutes, but
no, not a problem, Chuck. We're good.
Put him on.
You're live.
Oh, it's Jimmy James calling from Jimmy Jamba Town.
There you go.
That I knew, though, Jimmy boy. Oh, guess what, Jimmy boy? I saw one of your fans at a place.
Really?
In and Out. We were eating In and Out. We're doing a tic-tac.
We were eating an In-N-Out burger,
and a guy was having he had a Detroit cap on.
He had a Lion's hat on. Yeah.
It's Detroit team.
Yeah,
so wait it straight.
The Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lion
That's
team.
Right.
Let's get something else straight though. Jimmy James, do you know what an In-N-Out is?
Oh yeah. Oh.
Do you have those in your neck of the woods? Okay.
I lived many years in California.
Oh right.
Did,
okay, never mind. You know it from there, but they don't have them in Michigan, do they?
Oh, do they?
Well, they used to. They shut down a bunch.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I was just thinking he might not know where it was that you saw this guy even.
Well, In and Out. But what happened was we had a late lunch coming out of Spear 1. What that called?
Round 1, yeah.
Round 1. We went to round 1, did it to the tic-tac.
Played some games and made a tic-tac.
You got to listen to that if you're into it.
Got to.
And he's got to do another one, but he hasn't got it started in and Out. And I found out what.
I'm waving to the people on our TikTok live. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here.
I know what how it goes, but I can't say it on air.
You can't say it on air? Is it that bad?
What I told you earlier?
Yeah, okay, we won't. We won't do it.
That's what I mean.
But we tic-tac.
That's the way it works for me. I get one of them, and it works on for tic-tac. I realize I know how to do it.
Very good. Yeah, so follow Uncle the Podcast on TikTok. You're gonna want to do that. We got lots of good. We've shot so many videos today, Uncle, and I'll edit them. I'll post
There's
them.
at least.
Jimmy, Jimmy, I got a question. I want to ask Jimmy a question real quick. Jimmy, should I ask Uncle about that weird thing I saw on X earlier? Because you heard that discussion from my show, right?
X, what is going on in X?
Yeah, about messages scrolling.
Yeah, like that weird thing. I mean, I could ask Aaron and Uncle about that. Well, you think we should get into that, or should I leave it alone and let him keep going on about the In-N-Out burger? What do you think?
Well, I'm curious if Uncle noticed that too.
Okay, Uncle, when you're on TikTok, right, or you're on any of these other things, right, do you see sometimes a message pops up and then it disappears right away?
Not on mine, no.
No? Okay. Because I had a weird thing going on, Aaron, on X yesterday. And it was like these memes would pop up. But they weren't, like, sometimes they looked like regular memes and sometimes they didn't. And they all had these weird cryptic kind of messages. Now, one of them popped up and had this weird orange picture. I didn't really quite catch what the picture was because they are gone like in the blink of an eye. They pop up, they go over top of a video on my feed, and they show up, and it takes over for a second, and then boom, it's gone, right?
It goes over a video?
Yeah, it goes over a video like as if it was covering over the video completely and the post. It pops up, disappears real fast, right? So then I saw it come and go one time, and I actually memorized it, and it said, in this life, you can be anything in this life, be kind, right? And I saw that, and I said, okay, that's kind of a neat statement. I kept scrolling. I doom scrolled for like a couple hours. And finally, a guy typed in his message, in his post, that phrase exactly, but it was like an hour or two later. And he had a video of a dog, something of a dog in a kennel, and I'm going, I don't know what's going on here, but usually people do that to show you the sad dog in the kennel or something like that, right? So anyway, this guy typed the exact statement, except he typed it, and it was in a meme way before, but it was this, boom, disappeared meme. It's not a post. It's not part of a post. It just shows up, blocks what you're looking at real fast, and then disappears. Have you seen anything like that, Aaron?
I haven't noticed that. No, I haven't noticed anything. No.
Okay, it was happening to me a lot on Twitter, X, whatever. But I was just wondering about it because it was real strange. And somebody else in the previous show said they had seen something like it. I was curious if you guys saw it or if maybe it popped up on Uncle's TikToks because it goes over top of videos and just blocks it out real fast and then disappears. Okay.
I'm gonna be looking for that, but I haven't noticed it yet.
He knows all about He knows all about the X-Man thing because I don't have it on my phone. I just have.
Yeah, but TikTok's all videos, so I'm thinking maybe it would pop up on videos. You know, I'm not saying it's only on X, but that's where I saw it.
It might, and it can be hard to not even notice it because the videos are so weird to begin with. They could drop something in like that, and you might not even realize that it was there.
Well, that was my first thought is like, the subliminal thing where they used to pop up, like, the old story of they put a picture of popcorn in the movie, right? And they show it to you and boom, all of a sudden you want some popcorn. That combined with the smell of the popcorn in the theater, which is everywhere, right? You want to go buy popcorn. But I'm thinking that kind of thing, but it was weird, but it was really weird cryptic stuff. It wasn't like, look, if it was like Kit Kat bars and stuff, I'd go, okay. They want me to buy candy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it wasn't that. It was odd stuff. Anyway, and that statement I gave you was the most normal of them. The rest of them, I can't remember them now because they just went by so fast. But at the time, if you had talked to me right that 5 minutes, I would have remembered them. Anyway, it was just this really quick, almost like subliminal, but blink of an eye placement of these pictures. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting, and I wanted to see if Uncle saw him. All right, Jimmy. Sorry. Back to the In-N-Out Burger and the Detroit Lions guy or whatever. Sorry.
Back to it.
Now, I was eating a hamburger and having one of those scenes, because that's the only way I can get it started, having one of the scenes to get the tic-tac rolling. I figured it out.
Oh.
But
you know how it works now.
I know how it works, but you have to take... Should I say it?
Wait, I'm not quite...
I got him thinking, people.
Oh, okay.
Should I say it or no?
I guess, because I'm struggling. It's been a long week at least, Uncle.
I had, before we went, I had a half of one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I had a half of one, and that gets me going.
Got it.
I realize how to do my Tic Tacs.
That helps you. It's a performance-enhancing substance.
It moves it a little faster, and that's what happened. That's how he got these Tic Tacs.
We were all thinking, because it was the whole family, it was my wife and my two kids and myself and Uncle. We were thinking the whole time that you're just low in your blood sugar and you're starting to get a little delirious. Which you might have been too.
It might have been, but
I think
this
you might
is what I was doing, and it kicks it out.
It kicks it out, all right. You were kicked out.
But
we almost got kicked out of In-N-Out.
What do you mean?
Well, we were getting a little rowdy in there.
I didn't see nobody coming saying move out and get out of In-N-Out.
No, it was
not like that, man. But no, what I was saying was, I was outside. But what I was saying was that kick makes me start talking about these things, and I think we get something like that. Look, we did 5 today. 5 of them. We only used to do 1 or 2 a day.
Oh, so you're saying how productive we were?
That's the word.
I was trying to
get productive on this Tic Tac stuff.
So it's truly performance enhancing.
That's the word.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get it going, so now I got him busy doing this stuff to edit it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the editor. I'm the talk about it.
You're the on-camera talent. You're the talent.
You gotta be the editor.
I do.
The whole family gotta start the edit. You know that? I tell you something. That little man, sort of size man.
Is he doing good?
He can do the editing.
He's getting good at it, huh?
He's doing good with that.
He has edited a couple pieces, hasn't
he? And by the way, he did the haircut.
Oh.
He did the haircut.
Just before the show.
Before the show.
Oh, it's a new one. Okay.
So,
all right. Well, it's a good job.
What did Eric Clapton do anyway?
Do you remember, Uncle? What happened to him? What did he do?
He's a Trump.
Is that what he did?
Did you hear this, people? The man's a Trumper? Give me a break. This don't mean, boy, I'm crazy. But... I didn't hear that until Mrs. Kindkick said something about that. I did not know that.
I think my wife's qualm with him was something to do with his marriage.
I find this shocking.
Yeah, I was too when I heard it from her. I was before I heard it from her saying that. I didn't know he was a voter for Trump.
Look, he stole George Harrison's wife, all right?
About George's wife. That's another
That's a problem.
I don't know if he's a Trumper, though. Wait, Uncle, I don't know if he's a Trumper because people are assuming that, I think, because he was against the masks. You understand?
The what?
I think people are assuming that Eric Clapton is a Trumper because he was against the masks, but it doesn't make any sense. Let me look this up because I got a hard time believing.
Yeah, go look it up.
I don't know if that's...
Look it up and tell me by the end of the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my
Because
best.
I want to know.
We need a fact
myself.
check. We
I
need a fact check. This
I'll
is
tell you,
important.
this is why this man does this. See, this is why I like this man.
I see.
Checks things.
He's checking it. We need somebody to
Yes,
check.
I need
We
to
need
do
help.
this. I need help on this.
I'm trying to see the TikTok.
And Chuck, in related news, before the shows, I was jamming out to the best iteration of one of the true great rock bands, the best lineup of this rock band, Van Hagar, the real deal. Yeah.
There we go.
You like Hagar at the front of Van Halen?
What do you mean? Do I? What are you saying? That this is some sort of rare opinion? I thought everybody did. Don't tell me you like the Roth version. Come on, man.
I am a Roth version guy. Yeah, it was more dynamic, and it had a lot more different musical chops going into it in the early days. Yeah.
Oh man, look at all their big hits right now. Hey, it's your tomorrow.
Yeah, but Britney Spears wrote a bunch of hits too. I got no use for her. You know what I mean? It's
Richard Spears. That. Sheesh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if he does.
And Eric Clapton apparently, kind of supportive of Trump and of RFK, and I guess so. I did.
Hey, what do you know?
Missed it.
What do you know?
Yeah.
That's true. After all, didn't know.
I'm not.
Okay, all right. No more Clapton. That's fine.
Clapton got a little angry with Roger Waters for getting too political. See, Clapton tried to not be political for a bit, but then he just kind of mildly supported both RFK Jr. and Trump. And that's apparently the big problem there. Yeah. Wow.
Well, who knew?
Weird.
How about that?
He's not like a staunch, like crazy, I'm a MAGA guy. He's not like that, but he's kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like him, and I like what RFK Jr. could do and stuff like that.
He's British. He can't even vote here. He's from Britain. He can't vote here.
Yeah, but Piers Morgan is a freaking, definitely speaks about American politics constantly, and he's clearly not American either. John Oliver at least became a naturalized citizen, but this guy, anyway, the Brits have plenty to say usually. Clapton, it looks to me like didn't make any major statements, but because of the anti-masking stance, people pressed him, and he kind of went, "Yeah, I can see how that guy would work out," Like,
well, he's another idiot then that the thing's gonna go down.
Well, it's up to you how you see it, but
that's how I see it. No,
That's
that's
how
what
he
I'm
sees
looking
it.
at. I'm seeing it. But,
Hey,
but
besides
other
that, you got-
people, that's their part.
gotcha. You got another caller too.
Okay, let's have that on. Hold on there, Jimmy and Ed. Hold on a minute. Let's see who this is.
Yeah, I think Danny's on hold and Jimmy's on hold now, and now you got another one. Here we go.
Guy, is there anyone out there a Gary Sharon Van Halen era fan?
Oh, the guy from what the hell's the name of that?
More Than Words or whatever.
Yeah, what the hell band was
Was that Extreme?
Extreme, that's
Extreme.
Oh
Yeah.
God, he was involved with Van Halen. What are we talking about?
it. Yeah, they
He
even
was
had
like
a
the next singer after Sammy Hagar in the 90s.
Things are really going downhill at that point, huh?
they actually had a female temporarily too. I can't remember who.
Who is this?
Courtney Love.
No, for God's sake.
Is this
Van
I
Halen?
guess
uncle.
This
the
is
only
Van
three
Halen?
recognized, the only three recognized singers, I
Talking?
guess, in general is Hagar, Roth, and Gary Sharon.
Hold up.
But-
Let's talk to this star man. Hold up there, Chuck.
Uncle believes he's talking to Van Halen.
Is this Van Halen? I want to know who this is talking.
Yeah. Yes, this is Van Halen.
Hey, what is about the jump? The jump. One that's crazy
Hey,
song.
Uncle Eric Clapton. He was a fan of Robert Kennedy Jr. and there's a video that's online of him talking about injuries he had from a certain thing from back during the
the pandemic or whatever. And I think maybe that's what people are thinking when it comes to the Trump thing.
Yeah, but he got pressed on a couple of things, but that's where it starts. Is he was kind of supportive of RFK Jr. and then they started pressing him because of the anti-mask thing, because he got pissed off about I can't do a show unless people have masks. I don't want that. And that was
he was talking about that, and he was also talking about I think he seriously got injured during that time, and he started talking about that with Bobby Jr. I think.
Yeah,
I didn't know about the mask part though.
Yeah, there was a whole thing about his concerts and cancellations, and there was a whole thing.
I got some bad news. I want to ask Mr. Baja something. Hello,
Jesse
Mr.
Ventura? We're talking to him now?
Yeah.
Well, we're
I want
not-
to get
we-
to
we-
him.
You want to talk to Jesse Ventura? Okay, Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura, I got some bad news.
I was a governor.
Well, no, when you were wrestling,
channeling,
Mr. Woo Woo is not doing well.
Ric Flair?
I heard about something. Yes,
We talking about Ric Flair?
Yes, I heard something. I think on the news.
Okay.
What's happening there, Mr. Not
Okay,
you, I'm talking to my guest.
Jesse
here.
Ventura.
Jesse Ventura.
Okay.
What happened there?
What happened?
Yes.
I think Mr. Flair is doing okay right now. I think he's over it.
But
he's gonna make it.
But he said that he was fine after. Yeah, he did say something like that.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
I think you're right. Yeah.
What are you laughing at there, sidekick? Now what? Are you getting crazy talking to this man? We're going to have somebody to talk to. I want to hear from
I'm
these
a little starstruck.
I heard it earlier today.
Okay,
And I had it on the news.
All
And
right.
something happened about him.
Well, there's a
And
lot
I
of
didn't know what was that.
so much wrestling news going on here.
That's only that one I heard. I
Wait a
was
minute, Ric
asking
Flair.
him.
Ric Flair was in the news. Is that what you're saying?
No, that he had an accident and something he had.
Well, he announced he had skin cancer.
It was something like skin cancer and something on the leg.
Yeah, CBS Sports reported he had skin cancer about 4 hours ago, and then about 12 hours ago, he had another cancer diagnosis. So apparently, in the past couple of days, there's been talk about him having cancer.
Oh,
When you
that's
talk-
going to be that. Was that on
Yes.
this? Oh.
Yeah, he's got cancer. He's got skin cancer. So, but that's not a surprise. I'm surprised that guy's still alive. Blatant rip-off wrestlers. Somebody mentioned something about rip-off wrestlers not too long ago, and I thought it was funny because when I went looking it up, I couldn't believe what I saw. Have you ever heard of the Macho Warrior?
You might have.
Macho Warrior was this horrible combination of Macho Man and Warrior rip-off guy.
Mr. Pancholino.
So you
That's
have
my eye contact at talking about wrestlers.
the Macho Warrior. That's ridiculous.
The Macho Warrior. But he
I
was-
remember. I remember Renegade, who was a ripoff of Warrior.
That was
I don't.
another one. But he was just a
Minnesota
rip-off of the Ultimate
Governor.
Warrior.
How we,
Yeah.
he might know.
I know, but we don't have the guy who usually does that on the line right
What
now.
do you
But
mean? That's the man in the background.
We got Jesse
Okay.
Ventura here.
Okay.
He's Jesse Ventura clearly is.
Very Ventura. And that's a man.
Jesse Ventura. There's no doubt that he's on the call line right now.
Yes, he was talking a minute ago about Flair.
I know.
was having his discussion about Flair. And now,
Well, I was filling
Chuck,
in the
you're
news.
getting a little confused.
I was just all right. Maybe I'm confused. I was filling in the news for you. That's all. I was just getting you the news. Sorry.
Chuck, the live stream clearly is showing us that Jesse Ventura is on the line. There he is. He's on. Right, Uncle? You see him?
That's him.
There he
Giant
is.
Guy.
So he's on the phone, right, Uncle?
He's on the phone talking. I was talking to him just a minute ago.
I know.
And I wanted to see if he knew about Flair at that
Ric
time.
Flair, yeah. Well, I mean,
Flair,
wrestlers
about
and
this.
wrestlers.
Yeah, because you don't get much news much about
Flair is
this.
a Trumper now. Is that true?
well,
I
no.
read that on ESPN, Uncle.
What's his name is also out of my league.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't like him either. Hey, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, me neither.
See? What are you laughing at? Man,
Yeah,
Sidekick goes crazy when he hears Ventura. I talked to Dan Ventura, and this man is laughing his head off. What are you laughing for?
I don't know.
No, it's a comedy show.
This is a real.
This is amazing. Listen to this guy.
The Uncle the Podcast has become a multimedia experience.
Yes,
and it's really amplified the show in certain ways. Is what's happening.
Yeah, I know, man. I never knew that this guy could do a good laugh.
No.
When Ventura is on.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Hey, why not the Baja?
There it is.
I like that because I know that.
Oh, God.
I'm at the Baja, that's right. This guy's got a couple beers.
See, look at him going crazy on this other line. Look at him. Look at this man. Look at this man cracking up. Can't even talk.
Oh, Uncle Jesse loves.
You guys are all right. I'll tell you that. Thank you, Uncle. I'm a big fan of yours. Seriously, keep up the great work.
I'm putting
so honored to be here right now.
Let me tell you something there, Ventura. I'm putting you at number 1. Knowing my show.
Thank you.
But this thing,
this
sidekick over here, is laughing his head off, and I'm getting a joke of him and took his glasses off. Gosh darn. I never seen this guy laugh so much.
I haven't laughed this hard since we were at In-N-Out today, Uncle. Oh my God!
Now
that's why you do Stone Cold, and he's just kick.
Yeah, I know.
True. That's true. Well, my goodness, Uncle. What a show.
So this is getting interesting all of a sudden.
It is. We have so many callers. There's a lot of people on the line.
There's 1, 2, 3, and them 4.
Okay.
4 on the line now.
Okay.
Do we got any more ringers there, Jim?
Somebody else could call too. Yeah.
What anything else?
No, nobody knew. We still got Danny and Jimmy James hanging on the line.
There's still some time.
Pop those on. Can we pop them on?
Yeah.
And talk to.
You want to talk to Danny or Jimmy?
Pop them on. Pop them on. We'll talk to everybody and Mr. Ventura.
Maybe
Mr. Ventura.
There you go.
Okay.
Because this guy gets a crack every time you talk. So I get a crack out of his sidekick here.
Ventura on here. You could have had the real macho man.
Oh, the macho man's back.
For that new account, that half of a Navy SEAL. Now you can have the Slim Jim King Macho Man.
Oh, yeah, there's a Macho Man.
Oh, man. He's on here.
Hey, what was happening, Macho Man? What happened to your girl?
Hey, I want to talk about something that, we're talking
Who's
about
this?
the wrestling. Which
This
is
ain't
kind
Macho
of,
Man.
fantasy, but I want to talk about something real. This is Danny.
No.
Since 1980, since 1971, something happened Thursday night in the NBA Finals that has never happened. And with 3 minutes left, 9 points behind, no team out of 182 situations has won a game in the finals, and the Pacers won with 3 minutes left, a 9-point deficit. And Tyrese Halliburton became great because he made that final shot. And in 32 playoff games, he's made 5 field goals. I mean, I'm just saying, pay attention what this guy did on Thursday night. You might be under the radar.
I heard about that, yes. I know what you're going with that. I heard about that. Yeah, they showed that on that. I listened to the Today Show, and then they in the mornings, and they said something like that. They're saying you got to see this guy, and boom, I heard that. I heard about it, Annie.
Yep. The other point is the Sacramento Kings are cursed because they drafted him 14th overall first round. And then he played one season, they gave him away, and they could have also got Luka Doncic in the first-round draft pick. They are terrible at drafting talent or giving away talent. But I think he's the real deal.
Oh. Exciting NBA Finals this year is what we got, Uncle.
It was. I was watching that game, and the Oklahoma City was dominating, and I got distracted in the fourth quarter and missed it. My son texted me a whole bunch of information, and I was like, I missed it, and I watched the highlights. But it was and then I showed the statistic. He's number 3 in game-winning shots in the playoffs with only 32 games in attempts. So what I'm just seeing is the birth of something maybe great in sports NBA history. I could be wrong, but I'm just looking at the only ones ahead of him is Reggie Miller and LeBron James, and he's already above Kobe Bryant in percentage. So just in Tim Duncan.
How about Michael Jordan?
Paul Pierce. I mean, some great ones in a very small, short expansion of time.
How about Michael Jordan?
You know, Michael Jordan is not on this list for game.
That's surprising.
Last-second shots.
That's surprising.
Even though Michael Jordan dominated with rings.
Right. That's
what. This is, yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
for
this
sure.
is with the game-winning shots with under 5 seconds left. That's the statistic I'm looking at.
Oh.
Yeah. And the team's traded away.
Yep. Well, Uncle, we're kind of toward the end of the show.
End of the show. What are we talking about here? We're having a good conversation.
Well,
Don't mean much when the end of the show.
We were given a strict cutoff time.
It's been 9 o'clock, and she's saying she's going to cut the line. How could she cut the line? She was saying this earlier.
Well, let's not find out. Let's not find out.
If you didn't, you're going to have a big problem repairing.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. A cut line, I'm going to have to replace a line. That's the last thing I want. So should we do shout-outs, Uncle?
All right, let's get the shout-outs, and we start with who?
I guess Danny, who we're talking to
right now. Oh, yes,
Danny
first.
He was the first caller. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Mrs. Sidekick for drawing the distinct line to run that animal house the way it needs to be ran.
Thank you, Danny. We appreciate the call. We'll talk to you again soon,
welcome.
Man. Take it easy.
Number
and
2.
Then next was Jimmy.
Jimmy, you're up. Sorry, I'm waiting.
Shout out to all the makers and actors of the film Animal House. Peace.
All right. Wow, good shout out. What a great shout out. Okay, thank you, Jimmy. We will talk to you soon too. Now we had, I believe, Chris, Uncle.
Was it Chris?
Or who was next, Uncle? Who do we have the next?
Who was that?
Yes, we have Chris.
Chris next.
Okay.
Chris next.
Okay.
And
shout out, sir.
I'd like to just give a shout out to Jesse Ventura. He's a good egg, and Uncle the podcast.
He's my ace one.
Good night, Uncle. It's been a pleasure. Keep doing what you do.
What's your shout out?
That was Jesse Ventura just shouted out to you.
Oh, that's my shout out.
You are the shout out for Jesse Ventura.
Thank you. What are you laughing at?
Oh, man,
who's laughing on the background?
That's a good set of shout outs right there. Thank you, Jesse and Chris, for calling in. We really appreciate you listening and calling. We'll talk to you soon. Uncle, do we need to do shout outs?
I do my original Rollin shout outs all the time.
Okay.
And that is
who?
People that listen to me out, Mrs.
Wait, were we shouting a specific person or just the entire customer base of Uncle the Podcast, Uncle?
He knows who I shout out every time I do this shout outs.
Okay.
Chuck. He knows
Chuck. Okay.
Who I was.
Chuck, do you know who he needs to be shouting out right now?
Well, let's see. He probably wants to shout out the people that are listening outside of the country. Okay. And, you know.
Those things. Because I want to know who was on it. And, you know.
Yeah. And of course, he would like it very much if some ladies would call in.
I
believe, right?
Yeah, that was it.
That sounds like a regular thing, maybe.
That's a regular Uncle shout out right there.
That's my shout out because that's what I try to pull out to it. Yeah. Because
right tonight we only had Germany, Canada in 3 spots, and United States all across, and that's what we had tonight for international listeners, just Germany and Canada.
It's not so bad. I will also give a shout out to our TikTok audience. Anybody watching on the live, thank you. If we weren't responding to you on the actual live TikTok because we're so busy with the podcasting.
We had a problem on the time starting because of my haircut. People. That was the holdup.
So Shout
Hey,
out
I got a
there.
shout out. I got a shout out for you to Randy Hogan, a guy who unfortunately was not related to Hulk Hogan, but looked like a dollar store beat up version of an action figure of Hulk Hogan, who was an actual wrestler. Anyway, speaking of rip-off wrestlers, yeah, check him out. You can find him in a couple of spots, even in the WWF archive. Pretty strange, but also Macho Warrior is pretty crazy. And yes, Renegade was the WCW ripoff of the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, was it? Okay.
So,
yeah.
yes.
And
I remember that.
about the betting you were talking about, if everybody in baseball, if anybody on this line is still online, to tell them, are they into baseball?
Uncle, we're
That's all I
leaving.
know.
Everybody's off the line.
What happened to him?
Yeah,
we hit
I
our.
forgot to.
We did shout outs.
Yeah, we did.
I
here's an
forgot
announcement.
about to ask them that. I gotta tell
for
them next week.
Is that your
next
performance
Then
enhancing?
that's what I'm gonna find out because
Is that what
are
got into
you
you?
gonna get into it this coming playoff?
Get into baseball?
The
I'll get
dollar
into
game.
The dollar.
I'll get
We're
into
doing.
it.
I got.
You
Yeah.
get
the
it
World
now?
Series.
The
Yeah, I
World
got it.
Series. That's what I
Uncle,
was. I meant to. I couldn't start it.
We'll
I
see.
was
We'll
late
see.
on showing my show.
We
so-
shall see.
Quick question. Quick question, Uncle, because we'll figure it out next week with everybody on the line. But do you want to do the playoffs or just the World Series? That's the question.
The whole bunch when starts the World Series, don't it? The two teams.
When it's only two teams, it's a World Series. Yeah,
Yeah, just do the
World Series. Okay.
Let's just do the World Series because that way we'll get the people that are gonna play on it or bet on it. Give them time to get their money up. Mentioning one person's name, we all know who it is here.
Yep, I know.
Okay.
And that's why I say the World Series.
And if Cooley doesn't handle his stuff until then, he's not
Still
allowed to
waiting,
play.
and I'm still waiting on that Chief dollar.
You're waiting on
He'll
the
be-
chief dollar. Chief dollar.
When is
There
it
you
gonna
go.
come up with it?
We'll
Supposed to be
see.
signed and everything. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, all right.
Well,
so
yeah. These are the way things go. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Uncle the Podcast. At Uncle Podcast on YouTube, on Twitter X, on Twitch, on Kick, on Rumble. We also have the TikTok now, Uncle the Podcast. Please do follow that if you're not already. Thank
It's
you, everybody.
following my show. It's on TikTok, so you can go to both if you need to.
UncleThePodcast.com is the website. Uncle, why don't you bring us home for the week here?
This is the week. 372 is hearing the music. Bye-bye. Boom, boom. Somebody screaming.